Hey everyone, it's Deka, and I decided to start making these videos at the end of every week, recapping what we learned so far and what my goal is for the next week. So, as we can see, since I started making these videos, I learned 87 kanji, and is there any way to check the vocabulary? Slowly we can see that our reviews every day are increasing. I think the website stated that the maximum reviews you can have per day is like 200, that's the cap, and you're not going to have any more than that unless you choose to by opening up the settings. There's some settings you can customize. Some settings are locked to the lifetime upgrade, which I don't think I'm going to purchase. So as you can see, we're like approaching the 3 characters in the free trial. We're approaching the end of the free trial. And I think I'm not going to be purchasing the lifetime, but next week when we get to the end of this free trial, I'm going to purchase the yearly subscription for 1 year and see how it goes from there. Now, so we learned 87 Hanzi this week, and what I like about Hanzihira is that like you can customize the reviews. You can set the date and review everything when you learned from these specific dates, which you cannot do on Wanikani, which I don't like because sometimes on Wanikani, you start to forget words, you need to review something, and you can't. There's no button for you to do that, but here you can. And so, yeah, I selected everything that I learned, and let's just review all the Hanzi we learned since I started making these videos. So 87 Hanzi, and let's review all of them. This is everything we learned since I started making these videos. This is like the very basic ones, not ground, it means one. The radical means ground. But I think this is like the first Hanzi or kanji you learned when you start learning. This is also like one of the first ones. Person. Did. True. Exit. Xing. Now in Japanese and Wanikani this one means to go. I remember when I first started learning, this one confused me because it means okay here. And pang, friend, day. As a beginner you tend to get confused between this one and the other one, which means I. This one and I look kind of similar, but you gotta remember the I one has 2 lines, 2 dashes in the middle, and it kind of does look like an I if you draw a little pupil in the middle. And this one looks like a sun. Like if you remember, like if you look up the pictures for what it looked like when people used to originally draw this Hanzi 2,000 years ago or more than 2,000 years ago, you can see that they used to draw it as a little circle with a little line in the middle, and it did look like the sun, but over time it became more square, and it got more square in appearance, and now it looks like this. So, child, and young, use, da, dig. One of the first ones, new, woman. I think these are all very memorable. The first ones I think are kind of easy to remember even if you're just starting out, not giant, but literature. Because they all have a memorable shape, and like the very first Hanzi that you learn tend to be pictograms like this one, which means mountain, and it does literally look like a mountain. Mountain, sure, 10, fu, not, yeah, month, sea, west, and like I said before in the reviews this week, in Japanese you have 2 readings for every kanji, onyomi and kunyomi. Onyomi being the Chinese meaning and Chinese reading, and kunyomi being the Japanese reading. And sometimes there can be more than one kunyomi, there can be more than one onyomi. Some words like life, some kanji like life can have up to like 17 readings, I think, or maybe it has even more. But there's a lot of readings for every different kanji. But in Chinese, usually you have 1 reading or 2. I've never seen any Hanzi character so far with 3 readings. I think like usually it's 1 or 2. And this makes some words far easier to learn than in Japanese. For example, the cardinal directions, north, south, west, and east. You just have to memorize 1 reading, in this case si, and then you know how to say northwest, or like, hua, fire, R.
R.
This one I keep forgetting is the second tone or the fourth tone. It's the fourth tone. And also, like, my goal for the future is to improve my tones because sometimes when I'm reviewing, I pronounce words with the wrong tone, and I know that, but sometimes I don't go back to correct myself, and I should get better at that. I should get better at pronouncing the tones. Also, gong,
Gong.
work. Fei,
Fei.
not. Ba,
Ba.
8. Wu,
Wu.
5. And shou.
Shou.
And you, rain. Call,
Call.
mouth. Ta,
Ta.
he. This one I keep getting confused. He, I keep getting it mixed up with yeah, and ta, and yeah. They look kind of similar, but this one has the Slenderman radical on the left, the person radical. I don't know why they chose to call it the Slenderman radical. Clearly, it's the person radical. Like the person kanji changes to that radical when it's to the left. Yeah. Men, gate. Dong,
Dong.
east, and mi. I know this means rice, and I think this is also used in the word for America. Mi fang, and I forgot how to say America, but I think if I remember correctly, it is present in America. Rice and mao,
Mao.
fur, feng,
Feng.
heart, hao, good.
Hao.
Ni hao. If I remember correctly, people said ni hao. Chinese people don't actually say ni hao. It's written in textbooks, but just like in English textbooks, when you're learning, it says like, how do you do, fellow? Like, how do you do, friend? Like, nobody says how do you do in real life. Nobody says in Chinese ni hao. It sounds kind of stiff or weird.
Men.
Plural. Qi,
Qi.
7. R,
R.
sun. Jiao, oh no, shui,
Shui.
water. Ming,
Ming.
bright. This one I keep thinking it's clear, but it's not clear, it's bright. Yao,
Yao.
want. Wu,
Wu.
noon. And kan. I
Kan.
know, 我看看. My friend, I have a Chinese friend, and my Chinese friend always says, 我看看. I'm gonna take a look. 我看看. Look at. Cha, car. Bei, north. Hui,
Hui.
return. 我, fruit.
我.
Shen,
Shen.
what? Ben,
Ben.
book. Jing,
Jing.
advance. And tai,
Tai.
excessively. This one is the first word that I encountered that's different from Japanese. In Japanese, it means fat, but futoi. But here it means excessively. Ta, and you
Ta.
can differentiate. There's two words for he or she, one for woman, one for man, but both of them sound the same. Ta, they're just written differently. So this one has the woman radical on the left, and the one he for man. For men, it has the Slenderman radical on the left, or the person radical, whichever way you call it. She. Be, compare. This one can be confused with bay, north, but it kind of looks like north, but the left part is different in north. And one to
Wen.
ask. This one kind of looks like jian, but jian has a little sun in the middle, and this has a little mouth. To ask, you remember this because it's a gate with a mouth. You use your mouth to ask, and jian is a little sun. Interval. Maybe interval is like if you think of time, what is like a good indicator of time? You look up at the sun. Jian, indicator of time, sun. Okay? Hai. It has the
Hai.
child in the board radical. Hai, child. Yeah, so this is jian,
Jian.
interval, and shu. In Chinese, what's also a different thing from Japanese. In Japanese, they used like the tree with a little slash at the bottom to indicate books. But in Chinese, I noticed they primarily use this kanji, this hanzi, not kanji, but hanzi. It means book. And 9.
九.
Numbers are still a little bit
Ba.
difficult for me. Dad and 男, man.
男.
Huh. Oh, I forgot the
四.
what did it? The tone. I forgot the tone. 4. 在.
在.
Again. And 做 to
做.
do. 唱
唱.
sing and 叫
叫.
call. 八
八.
bar. 六
六.
6 and 右
右.
right. Yo still
Yo.
didn't learn left. left has the tiny crossbeam radical, and right has a tiny mouth. This is friend, yo. This is nai. I think this is used in grandma. For some reason it means milk. Bei, cup,
Bei,
and yi, gloves. Lai, to come.
Lai,
And zeng,
Zeng.
how. Yo,
Yo.
have. Da,
Da.
strike. And sang,
三,
3. No. So this one is the one that gives me the most trouble. These are kind of new. This one gives me the most trouble for the next week. I want to improve. I want to memorize this one. I want to stop making mistakes when I see this one for the next week. Xiao. Oh,
Xiao.
rest. Okay, I got lucky. Xiao. Xiao.
小,
Small. Small and big, yeah. Shang.
上,
Above. Na.
那,
That. Xia.
下,
Below. And Tian.
天,
Heaven. Sheng.
Sheng.
Life. And He.
和,
Harmony. Kai.
Kai.
Same reading as Japanese, I think. Yeah. Open. Zuo.
左,
Yesterday. Zhong. Zhong,
Zhong.
middle. If you think of a mouth and there's a rod through the middle, you stick like the needle through the middle. It's easy to remember this one. It's also one of my favorite Hanzi. And we made 3 mistakes. Wow, look at this. We learned all of this since I started making the videos. 84. And just 3 mistakes. Jing,
Jing.
advance. And zuo,
Zuo.
yesterday. And this is... Oh, I didn't see.
He.
It's a harmony. I thought it's the other one. What? I thought it's the other one. Huh?
He.
Harmony. Okay. I didn't even look at that one. I guess it's also like important to remember, like, don't just automatically answer, like actually look at them. And I noticed, like, since I started making the videos, the way I remember them, like the way I remember all the kanji and the hanzi, I remember them better now. Now that I stop and I do it slower and I talk through things. So maybe it is useful. It is useful to take things slow sometimes. So for the next week, like I said, gonna buy the yearly subscription. I'm gonna try to memorize all the ones that I am making mistakes on. And we're gonna do another weekly recap next week. At the end of next week, we're gonna recap all the ones that we're gonna learn next week. Okay. Thank you for watching, everyone. And especially thank you to everyone who subscribed and to everyone who commented. Go ahead and ask me anything down in the comments. I'll respond to everyone. Thanks one more time, and I'll see you next time.